Hey everyone, I'm Chris with Tabletops and Tentacles, and this is Wandering Souls, a solo sword and sorcery role-playing game from Sleepy Sasquatch Games. This appeals to me on a number of levels. Not only do I love Sasquatch and solo games and tabletop role-playing games, but this is a really unique take on the solo sword and sorcery world while still landing solidly in the tropes of it. In Wandering Souls, you play a wanderer who is starting out in the Shrouded Realm, a large region of a larger world that has slowly been encroached upon by fog and creatures and monsters and terror. So this focuses heavily on a light versus dark, looming shadows, and kind of just like the heroic travels genre of fantasy. And to play it, you need a deck of cards, a couple of dice, and the zine, which is going to be about 50 pages long and standard classic zine style. The art and design is all from Cody Barr, and it has really got a little bit of a unique touch to this. The cards fuel the adventure, but the world itself has like different quests and lores that you can complete to fight back the shadows that encroach, to fight back the shadows that threaten your very soul. It's sort of introspective. You might pick up a companion here and there. You record a token to mark the occasion to kind of remind yourself and your character of what you've experienced during it. So it has an element of that solo journaling that I really love, plus the sort of, it's not a hex crawl because it just uses cards to generate the world, but it's got a touch of that, like the exploration and sword and sorcery role-playing game that I really dig. The combat is fairly straightforward. It's just a couple of dice rolls, and depending on where you land, you either deal damage or take damage. You can try to avoid damage and combat entirely. There's different ways of balancing your spirit and fate in the game as well. There's some mechanics and elements for retiring your character, or if the darkness takes them and they leave this world, leaving a stain upon it. And I think it looks really cool. It's only got a couple of days left and it hasn't quite hit its goal yet, so if you're interested in pledging, jump over soon. You can get the digital copy for $8 or the physical zine for $12. I'm honestly kind of surprised it hasn't done a little more than it has so far, because it's classic solo fantasy RPG. So go check it out. It's Wandering Souls on Kickstarter for Zinequest. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. If you'd like to support the channel, you can follow the links below to my Drive-Thru RPG page and buy some stuff I made. And as always, thank you for supporting indie creators, and may you live in interesting times.